Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Roger Cruz and Roger Cruz Marketing. And I just want to thank you guys for watching our video. This is going to be a step-by-step beginner tutorial for how to create a Wix website. Please click the link below. It'll take you to the Wix landing page, and we'll start from there. You can also go to my website, rogercruzmarketing.com. Leave any questions you have here or in the comments below. If you like the video, please like it. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. I'll answer any questions you have. Feel free to call the business at 407-558-2789. We'll be more than happy to help you. Let's get started. So when you click the link, just like the link I just clicked on the banner on my site, it should bring you to this page. Go ahead and click Start Now. And it should bring you to this page here. Make sure that you have it for sign up. So just enter your email here, and make a password, and it'll bring you right into the editor. I'll give you a second to do that. Perfect. And once you sign in, you should be at a page that looks like this. I just want to pause for a quick second and kind of show you something here. So this is the Wix Arena. I am one of the Wix experts. We recently upgraded to becoming a Wix agency. So you can go through here and look at a lot of the work that I've done and kind of use some of these as examples for yourself as you build your site. Just to let you know, I have done quite a bit of websites here with Wix. So feel free to ask me any questions, industry specific, it doesn't matter. Let me know, I can definitely help you out. Let's get back into the builder. So this is the first page you're going to see. For our sake for today, you can just click anything on here. I'm going to go ahead and click Other. But pick one that goes to your business. It's going to bring you the option for the let the Wix AID create your website for you, or the website editor. The Wix AID software, it doesn't really come up with a good website. It's like an automatically made website by artificial intelligence. It's not that good. I advise to go with the Wix editor. That way you can actually create something that's more useful for your business. For when you decide to go through, you can pick any kind of template you want. And just a note, when you're looking at them, you don't have to make any commitments right away. You can go to the search bar, type in fields related to your business. You can even start with a blank template that has no real business attached to it. Or you can do something kind of industry specific. For this, we're going to go ahead and go with a blank template, and we're going to go with the classic layout. This way, you can kind of work with something that is not industry specific at all. Perfect. Let's edit this site. And this could take about like 10 or 15 seconds to load. While this is loading, let's just kind of talk about what we're going to go through. I'm going to teach you how to navigate the pages. That loaded actually pretty fast. We're going to teach you how to navigate the pages, add elements to the pages, add your own text, add videos, and add photo galleries. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So this is a classic homepage. It looks, like a pretty standard homepage that you would see on some almost any website. This would be something good for you to kind of go on the basis of. If you want to click through the menu, you can't click the menu bar here. You navigate the pages through this drop-down menu. Let's work our way down. Perfect. And this is a great template for what we're doing today, because it's going to show you a lot of the key elements that you can implement on your site. You can also navigate pages here through the page menu, and this left-hand menu bar is where you're probably going to be doing the most clicking in a sense. You're going to go in here the most to grab things. So this is where you can do things like, for instance, edit the name of a page. So next to each one of these, you see these three little dots. Go ahead and click into those. And you can go here and you can do things like rename the page. So if I want to name it home to Roger Cruz Marketing Home, as an example, and that change would show up here in the menu. This is also where you can add new pages. That will also show up on the menu, and how you can create subpages, which would mean a page that is connected to another page in the menu. So let's go ahead and take this new page, and we're going to make it a subpage under contact. So I'm going to drag and drop it. So drag it, bring it down, and move it over slightly to the right, and that little L extension will connect it to the page. So we push it back. Notice here next to my head it says new page. If we pull it over here to the right, it'll connect to the contact page. You'll see here that in this example, there's already one connected to the services. Let's go ahead and pull that out and make it a page on its own. And I'm also going to show you one more neat trick. If you want to hide a page that you're working on, we can do that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this contact page and notice how the bar is here. You hit these three little dots. Underneath rename, there's duplicate, which will make a copy of the page. So if you want to use the same format you built on a different page, just make a duplicate of it. It's enough to make the format again. It's a great tool. Underneath that is hide. And now it'll disappear from here, but we can still access it through the site menu. So this way, if you're working on a page, but you don't want to show your site visitors yet, once you get your website going, this is how you could work on those pages, and it won't really affect the usability of your website. You won't have a halfway built web page that people might stumble across. Let's go ahead and show that. All right, perfect. So we're going to start back at home, and we're going to hit the preview button here. And the preview button is a way for you to see how your website is working without having to publish it. So you can kind of see how your changes are. So the only real change we made was that we took the gallery out and we put a sub page underneath. Come on. And as you can see, our sub page is right underneath, and it's just a blank page. Let's go back to the editor. So now that we're on a blank page, I can show you some cool stuff too. When you're on a blank page, or any page for that matter, and you click into it, you'll see it says change page background. So this is how you can change the page background, right? You can also change the actual page background by the next button in the left-hand menu called background. So when you click into this, there's lots of cool options. Right now we have a white plain background. We could change it to any color we want. And underneath the settings here in the page background section, when you see site colors and change next to it, it'll actually let you change overall like the site palette, you could call it. Oh, it is. There's color palettes for the site. So if you like how a website looks, but you don't like the colors they used on it, in one of the templates that have more features, you can go through here and maybe find a color palette that fits your business or company better. We're just going to stick with the original for our example. You can also change it to images and videos, and you can select those from here. And you can upload your own videos and pictures right from your computer. As an example, we'll grab a caricature. So any kind of file, picture or video, you can grab it and you can add it to the background from your computer, just like that. Pretty cool, right? Or we can use the one that Wix gives us. So Wix will give us these selected backgrounds here in the back. They're honestly probably going to be a lot more professional than something like I just showed you. You can test the videos by hitting the play button. And they have tons of really cool ones like that all throughout the site. This small section here between videos and pictures, that one's almost more like mine, are for a variety of different kind of concepts. And you can select much more of them in the same area where we were able to upload our media. If you scroll down here, they'll say media from Wix. And these are all thousands and thousands of stock photos they give us free of charge that you can search. Maybe I shouldn't put background in there. Gotta be kind of careful what you type. Don't be too over specific. There we go. And you can have all types of cool, beautiful backgrounds you can use. So play around with that and get familiar with it. Save my site. Done. Okay. That's cool. I actually really liked how that looked. I was going to go back to a white page background for our example, just to kind of keep things uniform. I think we can go ahead and make that the example. It was pretty nice to look at. There it is. Cool. So when you change a page background, you only change it on that one page. So for this example, let's go back home and see that our page background didn't transfer. So if we wanted to change the page background to affect the whole site, when you're in the background option, go to the very bottom here, apply to other pages. And now you can select specific pages that you want it to apply to, or you can select all pages here. Awesome. So now let's show you a few more things. As you're going down, now you know how to navigate pages, change their names, hide them, and make them subpages. You know how to change the backgrounds from videos to colors and pictures. And now let's work on adding some cool stuff. So let's say we want to add a title to this page. And grab some text and add it to the top of your page. And to me, it doesn't look like there's enough room there. And it's kind of hard to read this text now, right? So let's go ahead and go to background, change it to white, so we can read what we're doing. We can see what we're doing, at least for now. We're going to expand this down. And by grabbing this little button here, it says adjust page height, is how you can make your page bigger. Now, I have to move all these elements down just so I can make a header here. there's a few different ways to go about it. The first one that I would do is move every single element down. This is going to take a while and can be kind of a pain. And look at that. You might be moving things you weren't expecting not to move, like the title for that picture. Let's hit undo and undo. Another thing you can do is you could click here. Not onto the title, but onto the page. Let's see if it will allow us to grab it from the top. Doesn't seem like we can in this exact example. There it is. Oh, now it's making the header bigger. In this example, we're not going to be able to do that. So the best option to not have to move individual objects, if we can't figure out how to manage expanding the top section, we want to use something called strips. So strips is a great tool you can use here in Wix. In strips, they give us lots of templates we can use, and they're very, very cool. For today's example, I want to show you how to use a strip just to organize things on your site. So here's a classic strip. It's just blank. And everything that's on a strip will be able to move. So let's say I do like the format for these three boxes. I don't want to move them and mess up the format. I can take the strip and put it above these elements, left click, go to arrange, and move back or send to back. And now they're on top of the strip. Now, take each element and just slightly move it, and you'll see how it says attach to strip as I do it to each one. This is letting the program know that you want these to be on top of the strip. This is a lot more accurate than trying to move each individual piece down. And also, our little container boxes here. It looks like they ended up behind these images. How would you fix that? Same thing. Left click the image, go to arrange. Let's get my head out of here. Put move backward. If you click it a couple times, it's kind of this one you'll be able to see better. You'll see your item go back the way you want. Awesome. Everything on the strip. See that? Now we can move this down in one nice move. So as you build, I highly advise taking advantage of strips, especially with items that have so many different elements. These have pictures, boxes, and different text. It's a lot of stuff you'd have to move around if you wanted to make a small adjustment like adding a title. Let's take this slider, let's move this down too. Now I would advise even putting things like a slider like this on a strip. And now put Welcome to my awesome site. Now let's center out this text, make it larger. As we're expanding this box, it's so that we can fit more text in that length. So you can use this. If you were to go outside the parameters of the box, it'll start to bring it down. It's all about how you're trying to design it. You can pick your different fonts here. And for today's example, I'm going to say don't mess with the themes as far as what type of headers or settings they are. This is more for how Google reads it. As far as H1 and H2 goes, that's going to be a little advanced for today. Today, let's just worry about getting the site built. A good rule of thumb is the Helvetica bold or Helvetica fonts in general tend to work well on any site, no matter what kind of company it is. So if you're having a problem picking a font in the beginning, this is kind of a good go-to. Pick whatever colors you like. Or you can go here to the color picker and pick something a little bit more unique. You can bold, italicize, and underline. We'll just bold ours. And while we're here, we can even add a link. So if we wanted to link this text, for instance, to our new page, we would double click, go to link, and we could link it to just about anything. A phone number, a different page, a whole nother website, a section on a page. There's all sorts of options. You can pick your pages here that you would link it to inside the website. Enter web addresses here for what you want to link it to outside of your website. Anchors are something we can get into at another time, but those are specific spots on the site that you decide. This is more of a kind of generic top or bottom of a page. A document, so if you want someone to be able to click here to download this PDF. Click here to write me an email. Click here to call, or click here. And these are light boxes. Light boxes is Wix's way of saying pop-up. So you can make pop-ups that'll link to. So like click here for a special deal, and you can make a pop-up just like the one that is kind of here as an example. And I could say, get 10% off of our services, act now. For right now, we don't need that to link to anything. I just want to kind of make that note. Actually, let me show you how it works. So you click it, and let's actually go back in here. Sorry for that. Go to new page. Now hit preview. Let's test how our new little thing works. Oh, it works perfect. It brings us next to our nice, beautiful page. Awesome. You can test things as you go. I highly advise to save as you go. There is an auto save option. When you save the site, it just saves your work. When you hit publish, it makes it publish live. And preview will allow you to see what the site looks like live without having to publish it. So it's pretty straightforward. So this is a slider. Sliders are really common on websites. Everybody likes them. You can pick different images to slide through. You can add descriptions of what they are. And you can also even make the sliders link to different pages just like we did before. Same exact menu. Let's go ahead and delete these. We can go here to Wix. Put vacation. That looks good, like that. And that. Oh, we're using that already. Cool. So you can select some images. If you want to select more than one, just hit the control button down on your keyboard as you select. Now we've got some images. We could add some descriptions like, see our boat tours. Take a private Take a private flight. All right, enjoy a drink on the beach. Again, double click into this text and we'll put call us today and save on your trip. A little call to action. Oh, that's a good note. So as you're doing this, if you have any questions, see these little question marks? When you click those question marks on anything in the editor, Wix will usually give you a little video on how to use it. So that's a good resource. If you have any questions, you can always ask me, but that's a great resource to have. Let's make it blue, and we can bring it down just a little bit. And now, as you can see, a second ago, this site was looking pretty plain. Now it's starting to look pretty good. It's just about how much work you put into it. And now we've got a nice, beautiful, little slider. You hover over it, your little title comes up. You can play around with those settings, but that's the basics for that. So now, let's go back into the editor. So now you know how to use strips. You know how to use a slider. Change the colors on vector art or shapes. I just kind of showed you that while we were working. Let's see, YouTube example 2019. If you have a specific template you want a video on, like you're like, man, I really want a mechanic template, or I want a car sales template, any kind of business that you're in, a sports template, let me know. I'd love to make it for you. Make a video on it. So here goes some images that we added to the strip earlier. Now, if we're just going to add an image, you can just go here to add, go to image, and you can select any of these. They'll bring you to the same place. We're going to go to the free Wix images just because we don't have a lot of stuff uploaded. But this is also, I'll take you to the same place. You can go to your files, or you can even go to Shutterstock and buy images. They're like $2 a piece. Basically, you can go in here and pick anything you want. Let's see. We're going with the kind of like a beach theme. I'll grab like a yacht. And you can grab any image and put it anywhere that you'd like. When you have an item, just like before, and you are like hovering over a strip like this, you'll see attached to strip. And on the same token, if you grab an item off of a strip and bring it somewhere else, you'll see like attached to page. Because we're in a template, these are actually considered to be images. So we could just click into these and hit change image and use the template to make our life a lot easier. It's completely up to you. You can start from a completely blank one, or you can kind of use the tools that are there to stick with the template. It's all about what you need to do for your business. So make that judgment call. You can double click in, or you can click change image. If you double click in, actually, sorry about that, double clicking in will let you crop the image. So if you need to take out a piece of it, You guys are familiar with cropping, I hope. Or you can just go here and change the image. So free from media, or media from Wix. Excuse me. So like, here's a good example as to why you might want to crop something. It's kind of cutting that kid's head off. I hate it when pictures are like, like they cut something out where it's like somebody's face. So in this example, we can make the image a little bigger and then bring it down into the box. And maybe not that big. It does need to be slightly bigger. It's kind of like a pet peeve of mine. And there we go. And I think that'll accomplish the look we wanted. See that? So if you play around with it, you can get it to work, but that's a good example for how to crop an image to make it fit the way that you want it to. All right, let's add a third one. I'm so tempted to put the Superman. And let's see what else is in Beach. Oh yeah, that's some cool stuff. You really can't see the volleyball in the picture, so it kind of ruins it. Yeah, we'll select something different. We'll go with this one. There we go. So, all right, cool. So now we've got some pictures. So, say we got cruises, I guess. Cruises. Spelled that wrong. Beach. Or there's like a area we probably have like a hit zone. And volleyball. And that gray looks kind of bad. So, and these kind of things where you see a little box like this, these are called container boxes. Container boxes are cool because you can put stuff in them. So let me just show you really quick. Let's take this container box and put it to the side. And right now it has this text in it. But don't worry about that. That's just because it's hidden in a white background. The container boxes can be as big or as small as you want. And you can put things like pictures in them. See, it says attached to the box. And you can put text in them. And you can change the design of them. There's tons of different designs we can go through that they give us. Circles, clear ones. We can customize these however we want. So maybe one day feel free to kind of play with that. Use this blue one for an example. The cool thing about a container box is it's like a mini version of a strip. You can put stuff in it and move it around. So that's a good side note. Not only do they look really good, but it's like the next layer after a strip. So page, strip, box, go. And this undo button has definitely helped you out as you're playing around. I personally don't want to go all up. There it is. Okay. I was going to say, if it took much longer, I was just going to remake it. But look, that worked. Press all the way back. So click the box. That color blue is pretty cool. And now that we selected it, Wix will put it right to the top for us because it has a feeling that we're going to use that format over and over again. And this font here is kind of small. I would say we could kind of make it a little bigger. There we go. So now you guys know how to manipulate pictures, crop them, use container boxes, use strips, resize your fonts, add font, and add pictures. So you guys are getting a lot of information. Pretty good format. Right here. Perfect. So this is a pretty cool format, and looks like it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a second and go to a couple other pages so you can just learn a few more things before we call it a wrap. So we can navigate through here. You guys should be pretty good with all this stuff. You know how to use pictures and use titles, and you don't really need me for any of that. This is the same thing, pictures and titles, and it's a pretty good format. As you can see, the format for the About Us page and the services page, they're very similar. So this is like a common practice. You might build a page and like the format of it and want to use it for something else. So if that's the case, like for instance, let's say we wanted to have a page about the cruises where we had a slider like this and then talked about 3 different boats. Then we would have a page about the kids zone with a slider of the different things that kids would be doing, and then like maybe their playground and their areas, like 3 different features. And then the same thing like in the volleyball, you could have the volleyball court, and then like, you know, team games, one-on-ones, tournaments, or whatever. Here, you don't have to rebuild this. You could just click, go to duplicate, and now we'll have a duplicate of that page. You can name it Cruises. See how everything else is cap lock and that isn't? So you probably want to capitalize everything just for like it being uniform, or it's going to look unprofessional. And then say we wanted to use that format 3 times, like we were just saying. You could duplicate it 3 times. I should have kept the cap lock on, but you guys get it. Now This is another neat feature here in the pages. So you can go to add folder, and now we can put services, or vacation perks. And just like we had those sub pages earlier, you could just make a folder, which will just pretty much be a place setter here for us in the menu, and that will make these sub pages under the folder. Let's preview it. And now you can show more information to your clients. So that's pretty neat. Go through and use the same format, and everything will look uniform and really professional. Now I want to show you what a gallery is. Let's go back to the editor. So gallery pages are easy to make, and they showcase, pictures, and pictures are worth 1,000 words. So how you can access galleries is you can access them here in the plus symbol. And this interactive, where it says that's basically the slider that we dealt with earlier. So these are all different templates you could use for your business. They've got different shapes and sizes. Play around with them and see what you like. This is a very, very simple tutorial so that you can look at the more advanced stuff and know what you're doing. I want to kind of bring that point home. But yeah, so you can go here to galleries and you can add them yourself. So this particular template has a gallery on it. The galleries come in all different shapes and sizes too. Like you can make them kind of look like sliders, so just be a little smaller. Carousel galleries, they kind of have this 3D effect. Mason galleries, which is what I believe this is, or grid galleries, which is usually what I like. But for the example, we're just going to go ahead and use the one that's here and change the images out. And you'll notice we have to remove them one by one. Some of these galleries give you the option to select all and remove. Just depends on which gallery it is. Let's add some images. Let's go to Wix. Put resort. And remember, when you want to click more than one, just hit the control button down. It's like a snowy resort, right? What's going on with that? Let's grab everything that kind of makes sense for our example. Add the gallery. And now, look at all that. And just like in the slider, we can describe them. Like look at the view. Private pools available. Oh yeah. Get a 10 by the lobby. Swim in our private lagoon. And you get the idea. And now it will add those pictures and those descriptions for us here. And if you want to go to layout, we can change how the text looks or how the columns look. And we can even go and change the designs. So like for instance, say we've got one picture too many to kind of fit here. Well, let's go to customize design. And here we can change things like the text and the like the text, the way that the things interact with each other. But that's actually not what I meant to show you. I'm sorry. What I meant to show you is, let's go here to change images and just take one out. Like this soap picture doesn't look that cool. Now we've got a nice professional gallery. You can use these little points on the edges or in the centers to expand it so that fits in your area. And now you know how to use galleries. There's tons of other galleries with some more features, but that's the basics that you need to kind of get started. And last but not least, contact forms and maps. So these are pretty important. I'm going to show you quick things. In the contact forms, you can also add different contact forms here in the ad. Once again, go to contact, and you'll see tons of different ones you can choose from. And they've got them for everything from contact, job applications, getting feedback, contests, subscribe to your mailing list, get a price quote. This is just a basic contact form, but pick whichever ones work for your business, play around with them. They all work basically the same. You can add what email you want it to go to. If you want it to go to 2 emails in your company, you can put someone else's email there as well. You can change what the button says. So it said sent, now it says done. You can name the form. That'll help us later when we go through the results of who fills out what form if you have multiple forms on your site. Under manage fields, you can also add more fields. Like for instance, if we really rather have their phone number, we can put that there as well. Sometimes less information the better, but in some businesses we really do need their phone number, so it's pretty smart to add that in there. Maybe not make it a required field, but it'll definitely make your life easier. Let's go ahead and get rid of fax number for right now. Let's just focus on this one piece of text. So I'm going to highlight this text. I'm going to change it to my phone number. And most people are looking at your website on a mobile phone now, and they want to be able to click these kind of phone numbers and call you right away. I hate it when I'm on my phone and I have to press down, highlight, and copy it in. That just sucks, and it could cost you a sale. So how you avoid that here is highlight the area where the phone number is, click this link, go to phone number, and then put your phone number in. And this will make sure that it's a clickable link on mobile. It's super important. Here under these maps, go to change address. And you can put your address in there, and Google Maps will find it. And you could change your company name. And then it'll put you where your company actually is. Another cool trick too is that a lot of time when people see it, things like your email address and your phone and your actual address, you may want to make those clickable links as well. So like, let's say this was my address, right? And I wanted to make it a link so that people could find me online. There's a trick to do that on Google Maps. So just watch the add Google Maps link address video that I'll make, and I'll show you how to do that. It's like a 5-minute thing, but it's a little long for this video. Same thing here. You're going to want to make the email address a clickable link. We do have time for that. So add link, add email, and then just type your email. When they click it, you can go right to your email. And these social bars, like here and here, they're super important. You go to set social links and click here. And then the ones that here are default, they're Wix. Just take them and then replace them with your own. And just so you could see, I practice what I preach. You go on my website, you'll see my social links are right on the top of the page. Super easy for people to click and find. Let this load up. The Wix website editor, for lack of a better word, can be kind of heavy on your internet. So depending on your internet speed, where you're located, and that kind of stuff, especially how many programs you have open, it could slow it down a little bit. So if you have like unnecessary windows open, sometimes it's a good idea to kind of take those out. Let's go back here to the editor. We'll just type that in. Hit done. All right. So that's the basis for the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is that when you're done with everything, make sure that you publish your site. I highly recommend that you get the Business Unlimited plan for 1 year. You can use the code SAVE10 to save 10%. It'll bring the cost down to $180-ish. I'll make a video on how to do that as well. So like, follow, subscribe, and you'll be able to find the videos, help you save money and make your site a lot better. And remember, everybody's looking at mobile nowadays. So this is the mobile editor. Once you're done editing the site here, you can go into the mobile editor and make sure that it looks right. We'll skip this little tutorial, but you can go through it when you get to it. It's a tutorial from Wix. And make sure everything looks, nice and uniform. And just like before, you can go from page to page and see how it looks. So like you see this little circle thing's like right in the middle. That kind of sucks. So move that over. Make it a little smaller. Take that text, move that over, make it a little smaller. And remember, like I said earlier, you can take these little pointers to shorten the text box so it'll fit better. And the changes that you make here are only going to be here. They're not going to affect your other site or the desktop version of your site. So I want to make that just one bar across like before. Everything else looks like it's pretty good. Just kind of cruise through it, see your changes, make sure they look all right. You're going to have to make those formats on every page that you need to make the formats on. And then when you're done, test it out on your phone. Make sure it looks the same on your phone that it does here. We'll make some more videos on how to add your logos, all that kind of stuff. Just any requests you have, leave them here. I'll make it really easy for you. Thanks for watching. Take care.